Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy Steph from the Hot and Moving Podcast. So the day has arrived, and we saw the new Undisputed. Okay, so I'm not gonna judge the show too hard. Okay, not off of one episode, but I can clearly see that the chemistry is gonna be a work in progress. Out the gate, Skip allowed Keyshawn and Michael Irvin and Richard Sherman to talk a lot. You know, he gave them spaces to speak. Irvin got a little long-winded. Irvin was himself, you know, typical rowdied up and everything. So, okay, cool. Keyshawn always calm and collected, and then Richard Sherman. For me, Richard Sherman's he looked a little too excited to be there, a little bit. You know, he's this is new for him, being on a debate, and you can clearly see that being on a show like this. So you know, he was definitely amped up and very, very animated. So I get trying to bring the juice, bring the energy, but I felt like it felt a little forced. You know, it needs to flow organically in time. You know what I'm saying? I think like when Shannon Sharp, and I know it's not fair to be comparing Shannon Sharp, because Shannon Sharp is just different. I get that. But Shannon Sharp allowed this show to mature for him to, you know, to come in his own, right? Before we start to see a lot of Shannon Sharp's, you know, bits and antics, it flowed and it came over time, right? Out the gate, they feel like they got to make a splash. And, you know, even Skip Bayless opening, you know what I'm saying? He was like, how about, you know, Lil Wayne, and how about, you know, them Cowboys already slamming the desk, trying to get it all hyped up and hyped for the song. The song, I wasn't feeling it. I'm sorry. I know Lil Wayne, you know, is great. I wasn't really feeling the Good Morning song. I wasn't. Maybe it'll grow on me over time. Maybe it will. So yeah. So everything was just all new. The chemistry was just, I don't know yet. You know, it's just first show, right? So, did they hit out the park? No. Do they have a good panel? They do. But they got to work on they definitely got to work on the chemistry and how they're gonna let dialogue flow and who you know, because there's times where, you know, Michael Irvin's getting amped up, Richard Sherman's getting amped up, you know, Keyshawn's trying to make a point, you know, and they're still talking, yelling and stuff like that. So it's all a work in progress. In my last video, I was almost kind of like, yo, do they have too many faces? You know what I'm saying? Like, did you really need Keyshawn and Michael? I mean, it's almost kind of like one doesn't really need, the way I see it, one doesn't really need to be on there. Okay. This is a case of having too much talent, possibly. You know, all these people just to fill in Shannon Sharp. Maybe you just need two, vice versa. Pick whoever, is it Richard and Keyshawn, Michael Irvin and Keyshawn. You know what I'm saying? Right now, because it seems like it's going to be a lot between Michael Irvin's energy and Richard Sherman's energy. It got a little too much at times for me when I was watching it. But yeah. So, and then obviously I predicted this. They were heavy on the Cowboy topics. Okay, obviously with the recent news of Trey Lance and stuff like that, and just, you know, the Cowboys, you know, what's the expectations and whatnot. So, you know, so cool. And then they talk a little NBA basketball. Not really. They just really talk about LeBron. They glossed over it, really. I mean, they talked about LeBron James in going to year 21. You know what I'm saying? If he is still a top 5, top 10 player. So, you know, they tried talking basketball, but they didn't really go deep into it. Of course, they're not going to. It's not a basketball panel. So, and then towards the end of the show, they brought on Lil Wayne to just discuss, you know, his new song and the development of that, and a little bit of football, well, you know, with Aaron Rodgers and stuff. So, all in all, my overall feelings from the top level is just like, okay, this is just another show now. Skip definitely kind of looked out of place being the moderator. He's going to have to adjust kind of being the moderator and also contributing heavily into the debate. So this is new territory for him. It seems like he's done it a couple times in the past, but it seems like, you know, now, like, because they just got away with the moderator, this is it, you know. So Skip is going to have to facilitate the programming as well as contributing heavily into the debate. They also are trying to get social media involved now, right? So basically, to have fan interaction or, you know, viewer interaction, they have They have a you have to tweet out the show's hashtag, make your comment or whatever about the show, whatever you see, whatever they're talking about, whatever relates to the show, make a hashtag to Undisputed on Twitter/X, and you know they will pick yours maybe and read it out loud. So they're trying to make the show more interactive in this panel format. I mean, First Take has been doing that already. I mean, even First Take has elevated, having a QR code where you just scan your phone on the screen and you can either vote on the topic or add, you know, whatever it is, have some interaction. So these TV shows are trying to implement some viewer interaction, and they're gonna copy each other. So it seems like this is the one thing they also copied from First Take, right? So did they hit it out the park? In my opinion, no. But that's not really criticism. The stuff I mentioned earlier was just my initial thoughts. But I mean, the show can grow. It can develop. This is just day one. I understand that. But it wasn't any fireworks. Some of the more theatrical moments was just kind of, you know, Irvin being Irvin, already, you know, getting animated, and Richard Sherman trying to be getting animated as well too. It just became a little much, instead of it just kind of let it flourish over time when the show progresses, right? So yeah. And then on the side though, right, there was one thing that Skip Bayless did say, and they were talking about Kyle Shanahan, and this one I really didn't agree with. I mean, and you know, he said that Kyle Shanahan was like the greatest, you know, offensive mind in NFL history, like him and his family, and I'm like, maybe his dad, but for Kyle Shanahan, not so much. I mean, you know, he really, you know, put that out there. Like, I was just kind of like, I don't think so, man. Kyle Shanahan, he's a great play caller. He's one of the smartest guys in calling offenses and making offensive plays and schematics and stuff like that. And I was just kind of like, okay, that was a bad take. That was one of the only mainly bad takes that stood out to me, is just kind of him praising Kyle Shanahan. I'm just like, I don't think so, man. So that's my little thing on the side, man. So anyways, though, now that the new Undisputed is out, let me know what y'all think about it, man. Are you guys excited to see what is going forward? What are some of the things you liked about today's show, or what are some things you didn't like about it, right? So anyways, guys, thanks for watching this vid. Please like, subscribe. I'm out.